Go.
About doing a sleeper build with this thing. There's a pretty big area down here to swap in a pretty large engine. So I was thinking about doing that and then putting covers on the side so people think that this is just like a garbage bike, but then little do they know what's crammed inside of there. So that could also be a good future build. But now we'll start getting into the exciting stuff. So here we have Steve, my first ever anything with an engine. I always get questions, what's my favorite bike that I've ever owned? And Steve is probably the most sentimental one just because it's what really got me started into everything that I have now. But this is just a 212cc engine with a stage 1 performance kit, which I installed by myself before I knew anything I had to do with any engines. I never knew how to work on an engine while installing that, and I kind of freaked out because I thought I broke it, but once that thing fired up, that literally just spawned the idea to let's keep this going and start building more bikes. But this bike has always been super good to me, has a ton of torque. If you guys watch a lot of old videos with this, you can definitely see that it's got some power in that little engine. Then next up we have the Baja Warrior mini bike, which was a quick little build series of swapping in the engine, redoing the frame, everything like that, the seat, the gas. Really actually tried getting this thing running on and off camera, but I just cannot get this thing running. Usually I could get a lot of things running that have been sitting for a while, but this thing has stumped me. Everything about this whole way this was built in France, it was built in France, just confuses me. But I definitely won't give up on it because it would be super cool to whip this around town. Next in line we have my 2005 Baja 90. I did a pretty good amount of videos with this thing, but all of a sudden the electrical went really bad. This is a new wiring harness that I tried to figure out, but it ended up just being the wrong one. But the engine on this thing is strong, and just one day the electric start went out. I mean, that's what I guess, what happens with all the Chinese stuff. The wiring just really isn't that strong on them. Here we have the newest addition to the collection. This is my Yamaha Breeze 125 that we pretty recently got running. It was sitting for, I believe, 5 years, and I just cleaned the carb, put in a battery, and did a couple other things, and it fired pretty much right up. And this thing sounds sick for a 125. And the most recent video that we did with this was installing the new Nightlight light, which works great. So definitely stay tuned to hear this thing once all the bikes are running. 6 more to go. We have my 2003 Honda XR70 that I found in the garbage. This is my most popular video with this thing, and that is getting it running, but it doesn't look like it was in the garbage anymore because we built this thing up, and I'm not done with it yet because we still need to make this thing street legal. As you guys know, I swapped on the Supermoto tires onto it, and this thing is still going strong. Here we have my probably most reliable bike I've ever owned, my 2004, I believe, Suzuki DRZ 110. This thing starts no matter